Hi, my name is Devin. I decided to start this YouTube channel to document my paranormal investigations I'm going to begin doing. Now, growing up, I was always able to see and communicate with things. I'm what's considered a sensitive. I can sense when a presence is around about age, gender, and a general message that they want to convey. Now, these experiences started when I was pretty young, and I wanted to share some of the experiences just so there's a little bit of a backstory before I continue uploading videos of my investigations. Because I am a sensitive, during my investigations, I would like to record and actually use paranormal equipment, EVP recorders and such that I've recently purchased to try to document evidence of the paranormal. And in doing so, I will also be using my ability to communicate. If I sense that there's a male presence in the room and I use the EVP recorder and we catch a male voice, that would be in a way somewhat validating. Some of my experiences, I'll go ahead and explain. One of which was one of my first ones. I was at a friend's house and I was in the downstairs bedroom. Now, everyone was upstairs at this point and I was waiting downstairs for my friend. Now, I'm sitting on the bed, and the way that the basement was set up, there was a doorway leading down, and then if you go around the wall, you would be into the bedroom where I was. Now, I'm sitting on the bed, and I keep seeing the cat in the hall meowing, continuously looking up into the passageway for the stairs, which was hidden behind a wall I could not see. Now, the cat kept meowing and it was making me pretty nervous, so I was trying to get the cat to come to me, trying to call for it, just because it would make me feel better if I could break their attention. I thought maybe it was a bug. I continued to look up to see what they could have been looking at. Eventually, one of the times I looked up, halfway behind the door frame, it looked like a dark figure standing there. Now, I wish I could have said that I was brave and I got up and I ran out of the room, or got up and investigated. I grabbed a cover and pulled it over me as if that was going to protect me at all. This was my first really big experience, is in my early teens, and my friend came downstairs and I asked if their brother or anybody was downstairs, and they said no, everyone was upstairs. And then my friend proceeded to ask me, why, did you see something? At this point, I didn't really know that this is apparently a common occurrence in their home. So, moving on, the experiences only continued from there. As a kid, there was a few little things that had happened to me, figures I had seen, presence I had felt, and things that would happen afterward that kind of correlated. Another good example would be my now boyfriend. I was terrified in his basement. I don't know what my deal is with basements, but I can now go down there alone just fine. In the beginning of our relationship, for whatever reason, when we were down there, I knew that there was a little girl that stood in his doorway. I never wanted to look up. I could just feel that she was there. I had never seen her, but I could see her in my mind, so to speak, I guess. I could just get a general image of what she looked like. And I was always too scared to look up, so I would hold his arm and look down every time we passed through. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but I was scared. I felt like she was going to show herself for some reason. I never feel her down there anymore. I'm not sure why. But the point here is, I told him what I felt. At this point, he didn't know much of my abilities of being a sensitive and everything, but he was very freaked out because a few weeks later, his cousin, who was staying there at the time, came upstairs and shook him awake and said, let me get in bed, let me sleep up here. He was confused and wanted to know what was going on. He was like, seriously, dude, I saw a little girl down there. And my boyfriend was just kind of shocked because he remembered me saying I knew that there was a little girl down there. And my third big experience that I would like to share would be me and my boyfriend, again, the same guy. We were on a Waverly Hills tour, and we were in the hallway and we were in the back of the group. The tour guide was more in the front and he was talking to the group about the hallway we were in. Okay, so now me and my boyfriend are in the back. I wanted to use this tour as a way to possibly gain clarity that I really can do what I can do. And we were in the back of the group and we were by a specific doorway. I told my boyfriend there's a woman in there, and he said, "What, do you feel it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I sense that there's a woman in there." And I let that go. I was going to continue to do that through the tour and then seeing if anything was to happen. So the tour guide continues talking. When he's done, he walks a few steps down to that specific door that I told my boyfriend there was a woman in the room of, and he starts talking about that room. He says that there were 2 twin sisters who lived in the hospital. One got better and she left. The other sister unfortunately passed away, and paranormal groups will come in, investigate in the room, and they often catch her voice on EVP saying her sister's name. My boyfriend, he looked at me, he was a little bit freaked out, and just from then on, he himself is still a skeptic to this day. I don't blame anyone who's a skeptic or who doesn't believe in the paranormal, because to be honest, you just kind of have to go off your own beliefs, and that's fine. But he does admit every time we talk about it that he wholeheartedly believes that there's something out there and that I do have abilities to have proven the things I can do. So because of these stories, and now that you guys know a little bit of my background, I want to do these investigations. I will have the utmost respect for the paranormal. I will never disrespect anybody or anything. I will just try to communicate and use it strictly for good causes and to be helpful. When I investigate, I'm hoping that I can sense that something's around, use my equipment, document it, and from there just try to be a driving force in helping the paranormal, maybe even helping things move on, just validating what I can do, and maybe helping aspire other people out there to really use what the abilities they may have been given and go somewhere with it, because I'm going to try to. I just think it would be a really good hobby, and it's honestly something I'm passionate about, and I'm not embarrassed to share that. My whole life I've just been kind of quiet about these abilities. My family knows, a lot of close friends do. I'm not afraid to talk about my experiences, but when I tell people that I'm a sensitive, I feel like more people are cool with it than what I think. I just think that sometimes I just get worried what people will think, but I think that's kind of everybody. But at this point, I don't really care anymore. It's my passion. I want to pursue it, and I really hope that other people get inspired by it and want to pursue their passions, whether it's music, paranormal investigating, art. Just keep your head up and do what you want to do. And I hope you guys enjoy my YouTube channel, and I hope that you guys stay tuned to watch more of my investigations and any stories I share. And I highly doubt, this being my first video, I'll get a lot of, views or anything, but if my YouTube channel was to maybe pick up one day, guys, feel free to, comment and share your paranormal experiences, or on any of my videos, feel free to. But thanks, you guys, and I hope you guys have a good day or night.